Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we delve into the transformative insights of Magnificent Sex, a profound exploration that transcends the conventional approach to sexual advice. This enlightening guide, co-authored by the esteemed Peggy Kleinplatz, Ph.D., and Dana Ménard, Ph.D., uncovers the coveted secrets of the most extraordinary lovers encountered during their extensive research. Rather than relying on explicit techniques, Magnificent Sex offers a different perspective based on deeply personal interviews. These conversations lead to an understanding of the inherent qualities, emotional connections, and profound communication that foster a truly great sexual experience. Peggy Kleinplatz brings a wealth of expertise to the table as a professor in the Faculty of Medicine and Director of Sex and Couples Therapy Training at the University of Ottawa, combined with her prolific writings, including New Directions in Sex Therapy. Alongside her, Dana Ménard contributes rich psychological acumen as a clinical psychologist and adjunct professor, marking Magnificent Sex as a groundbreaking debut in their literary collaborations. This book is a must-read for anyone seeking to elevate their intimate life to magnificent heights, for long-term couples striving to rekindle their sexual dynamism, and for older individuals curious about the interplay between sensuality and the aging process. Unpack the profound lessons in Magnificent Sex with us, and enhance your understanding of what makes intimacy not just functional, but truly magnificent. Join us as we explore the depths of passion and connection that lead to an exceptional sexual journey. Magnificent Sex, Lessons from Extraordinary Lovers. Introduction, discover the artistry behind exceptional intimacy. Many of us yearn for a spectacular sexual connection, but find ourselves lost in the sea of advice that seems too outlandish or too clinical. Moving past gimmicky tools and the binary of functional versus dysfunctional, let's delve into the world of those who have mastered the subtle craft of lovemaking. Imagine sitting down with individuals whose intimate lives are the stuff of legends, those who've honed their abilities not for performance but for deeply satisfying encounters. This narrative distills their wisdom and uncovers the attributes that underpin transcendental sexual experiences. Expect to unravel the mysteries of emotional depth over mere spontaneity, uncover the paradox that with age comes an enhanced capacity for passion, and explore what it truly means when desire plays hide-and-seek in your bedroom. Let's set off on this journey, embracing the lessons from those who have elevated the act of love to an art form. Why chasing spontaneity can be a wild goose chase in the bedroom. Sexual spontaneity is often touted as the epitome of passion, the belief that truly magnificent sex unfolds without planning, suddenly, like a thunderstorm on a hot summer day. However, the seasoned guides to exceptional intimacy suggest otherwise. They remind us that while spontaneity has its charm, it's not the be-all and end-all of a thriving sex life. In the tapestry of intimate connections, threads of intention, understanding, and even scheduling weave together to form an experience far more enduring than any impromptu escapade. So, release the pressure to perform on the spur of the moment and consider the possibility that anticipation, build-up, and conscious presence might just be the missing ingredients in your quest for an exhilarating union. Embrace the gifts of time, maturity's role in elevating sensual pleasure. Popular culture might have us believe that sexuality's flame burns brightest in the vigor of youth. Yet, those who know the depths of erotic pleasure tell a different tale. One where the passing of years is not a fading of desire, but a seasoning of the soul. Maturity brings about a self-assurance that's unshakable, an emotional intelligence that adds richness to each encounter, and a sense of comfort within one's own skin that amplifies connection. With time, lovers become attuned to the silent language of bodies and the unspoken dialogue of the heart. In this light, growing older is not a descent into the mundane, but an ascent into a more nuanced realm of sensual awareness, where every touch, every glance carries with it the weight of experience and the tenderness of acceptance. Listen to the whispers of waning desire, a guide to unlocking deeper intimacy. Within the narrative of modern sexuality, low desire often carries the stigma of a problem to be fixed, a deficiency to be remedied. Yet, those who have sailed the vast oceans of intimacy might propose a different perspective. Instead of viewing diminishing desire as a red flag of inadequacy, one could see it as a compass, pointing toward areas in need of attention and growth. It's a conversation starter, revealing unmet needs, unspoken longings, or buried emotional conflicts that, when addressed, can open the gates to a renaissance of passion. Seeing low desire as a cue rather than a curse allows for exploration, understanding, and ultimately a deeper dive into the shared sea of intimacy that lies beyond the surface of mere physicality. So let's lean in, listen to the subtle signals, and allow them to teach us the dance of connection that transforms mere sex into a magnificent voyage of discovery. Part 1. Ignite your passion with insights on transforming intimacy. It's not uncommon for individuals or couples to knock on the door of a sex therapist's office with concerns about dwindling sexual desire. Whether it emerges out of the blue, fades over time, or has been a consistent issue, lackluster libido often poses a daunting challenge, especially in sustaining the joy and connection of a long-term relationship. Yet, there are instances where lower libido makes perfect sense. Imagine being in a perpetual state of cold, grey weather. The beach suddenly loses its allure. Similarly, when sex becomes monotonous or unfulfilling, it's natural for desire to take a back seat. The real breakthrough comes with understanding. Increase your desire by having better sex. This concept may seem straightforward, yet it often strikes as an epiphany. What if the struggles with desire aren't exclusively rooted in psychological underpinnings, but rather in the nature of the sexual experiences themselves? This newfound perspective shifts the paradigm for both therapists and couples. Instead of tallying the frequency of sexual encounters, there's a pivot toward prioritizing the pleasure in those moments, the essence lying in the quality of sex rather than the quantity. This reframing is nothing short of emancipating. It tells us that having high standards for what we find desirous isn't a flaw, it's sound judgment. Who, after all, would willingly chase after a form of intimacy they don't really crave? With this understanding, the next steps unfold with clarity. There's a need to cultivate sex that is truly worth wanting, and who better to look to for guidance than the experts in excellent erotic experiences? As we venture forward, we will tap into the profound wisdom of those who revel in extraordinary sexual fulfillment, delving into the practical nuances of how to nurture a sex life that ignites and sustains authentic desire. Part 2. Unveil the essence of transcendent intimacy. You're not just on a quest for good sex. You're yearning for an experience that's nothing short of magnificent. You might wonder what sets apart truly extraordinary intimacy. Well, dive into the hallmarks of exceptional sexual experiences, as discovered through insights from experts of love. In the realm of magnificent sex, there are patterns to be found, qualities that, while not mandatory in every encounter, often emerge in the narratives of those who have tastefully mastered the art of lovemaking. Here's the core message. When sex reaches the pinnacle of magnificence, lovers are wholly focused, deeply connected, and gracefully vulnerable. Uncover the art of absolute immersion. Those who speak of the best sexual experiences describe them as utterly captivating. When passion reigns supreme, external distractions dwindle, worries fade, and total engagement with the present takes hold. This level of focus is often a learned trait, but one that lovers agree is indispensable for earth-shattering intimacy. The ability to leave all else at the bedroom door opens the gateway to a form of union that's all-consuming. The narrative of transcendent sexual experiences also paints a vivid picture of connection, a feeling that goes beyond the corporeal pleasures to a point of spiritual unity. It's as though, within the bounds of magnificent sex, two lovers become one, experiencing a symbiotic state that is both elusive and intoxicating. For this magic to happen, sexual partners must embark on the journey of vulnerability. The advice from those who've reached the heights of erotic ecstasy is clear. Shed self-conscious walls and dare to bare your soul and deepest desires. Yes, opening up so fully might seem like a high-stakes gamble, but it's precisely this gamble, this dance with vulnerability and the exhilarating liberation it brings, that paves the way to a caliber of sex that's truly exceptional. It's not just about bodies meeting. It's about hearts unlocking, trust deepening, and ultimately, two people sharing a moment of such intimacy that it becomes transformative. Part 3. Transform aging into an ally for deeper intimacy. Contrary to the glamorous portrayal of youthful passion in Hollywood blockbusters, real-life enchantment in the bedroom isn't confined to those in the bloom of youth. It's time to shatter the myth that only the young have a monopoly on magnificent sex, and to realize that maturity might just be the secret ingredient in the recipe for intimate fulfillment. Here's what to remember. Age can be an extraordinary asset, not a hindrance. Through in-depth conversations with those who've made exceptional love a part of their lives, it becomes evident that aging often translates to a richer sexual journey. Many have found that, contrary to society's fixation with youthful vigor, their most rewarding sexual experiences have actually come later in life. The transformation from a goal-driven approach to a more exploratory one marks a significant shift that tends to occur as people age. For the younger self, the finish line, often represented by orgasm, looms large. But with the passing of years, lovers speak of a transition to treasuring intimacy, emotional resonance, and a shared journey over a mere rush to climax. This evolution owes much to the maturity that naturally weaves into one's sense of identity over time. As people grow older, self-assurance blooms, inhibitions lessen, and the fear of embarrassment diminishes. It's this stable sense of self that enables more seasoned individuals to embrace risks, learn from missteps, and delve deeper into their and their partner's desires. It's also why many experienced lovers view their sexual evolution as boundless, continuing to explore, experiment, and learn, even in their golden years. They report that, rather than tapering off, their intimate lives keep expanding, revealing new layers of pleasure and connection into their 60s, 70s, and beyond. So let's look at aging through a new lens, as an enriching journey, a vessel carrying untold stories of passion, a narrative that heralds not the end, but an ongoing discovery of profound erotic experiences. Part 4. Embody the traits of those who excel in the dance of love. Embarking on a dive into the true essence of magnificent intimacy, we've unpacked the elements of desire, the hallmarks of breathtaking sexual experiences, and the unexpected benefits of aging in romantic escapades. But let's pivot and consider the lovers themselves. Is there a secret sauce, a shared set of traits, among those who achieve unparalleled levels of intimacy? In their illuminating research, the authors found that indeed, despite diverse personalities, preferences, and fantasies, remarkable lovers tend to share a set of core qualities. Here's the takeaway. Extraordinary lovers are marked by openness, curiosity, and a deep sense of self-acceptance. Achieving exalted status as a lover is not for the faint of heart. It requires a willingness to embrace vulnerability, to regularly venture into the unknown terrains of sexual exploration, and to discover the unique flavors of pleasure that you and your partner savor. These exceptional lovers are distinguished by their openness. They don't just step outside the box, they live there. They are explorers at heart, not only in the pursuit of novel bedroom adventures, but also in the emotional landscapes that enhance connection and understanding, treating both triumphs and misadventures as valuable lessons. A standout characteristic of these lovers is the acceptance they hold for themselves. Imagine the weight lifted when worry and self-doubt are replaced with an embracing of one's whole being. This embodiment of self-love isn't about achieving some illusory state of perfection. Rather, it's about recognizing that imperfections are part of the human canvas, beautiful in their authenticity. This ethos of kindness towards oneself is a cornerstone of extraordinary lovers. Over time, they've learned to quiet harsh inner dialogues, creating space for joy, pleasure, and intimacy to thrive. So, aspire to cultivate these qualities within you. By embodying openness, nurturing your curiosity about yourself and your partner, and accepting who you are, flaws and all, you lay the foundation for experiences of intimacy that can only be described as truly, deeply magnificent. Part 5. Master the art of connection with the true tools of intimacy. The quest to become a maestro in the symphony of sex often leads people to the glossy pages of lifestyle magazines with headlines promising the secrets to mind-blowing encounters. These tend to spotlight the exotic, the erotic, and the acrobatic. But while experimentation has its place, the bedrock of a magnificent sexual rapport is built on something more fundamental and intimate. Here's what's truly essential. The most profound sexual skills are empathy and communication. Setting aside the more risque and showy tips, at the heart of unforgettable intimacy are the basic principles of understanding, of hearing and being heard. These twin pillars, empathy and communication, are not about fanciful moves. They are about connecting on a profoundly human level. Empathy is the bridge that allows you to cross over into your partner's world. It's the ability to sense and comprehend their feelings, both emotionally and physically. Recalling the earlier notion of mating souls becoming one, such fusion can only arise from robust empathic connections. Can you read the nuanced language of your lover's breath, or perceive the silent messages woven into their embrace? These perceptions are shaped by empathy, a touchstone without which magnificent sex would remain an elusive idea. Paired with empathy is the skill of frank communication. It demands courage to articulate your innermost desires, pleasures, and fantasies to your partner. But isn't the tapestry of transcendent sex woven with threads of explicit, heartfelt exchanges? Falling into a sex routine, where past explorations become the unvarying roadmap for every amorous journey, leads to predictability, transforming the extraordinary into the mundane. Great lovers know that consistent gratification aren't found in this static dance, but in the dynamic interplay of consistently attuned empathy and open, adaptable communication. So let us retire the mechanic approach and embrace these essential human talents. Fine-tune your empathetic listening and hone the craft of open dialogue. It is these skills that will guide you towards a realm of intimacy where the sensual melody is ever-changing, rich, and truly magnificent. Part 6. Cultivating unforgettable sexual experiences is an intentional journey. Say farewell to the fairy tale notion that magnificent sex is the product of random chance or an inborn talent bestowed upon a select few. It's time to dismantle yet another misleading belief and uncover the truth that the pinnacle of intimate pleasure is something that's not only attainable, but also requires deliberate effort and dedication. Let's be clear, crafting magnificent sex isn't a matter of happenstance. It calls for strategic effort. Many couples hold on to a wishful thinking that resplendent sexual encounters should unfold with ease, fueled by natural desire and impromptu impulses that harken back to the honeymoon phase of their relationship. But when they reflect on what those early experiences were really like, they'll notice there was a whole production behind the scenes. Consider the mutual investment in those initial dates, the meticulous selection of attire, the domestic tidying, the meticulous grooming rituals, all culminating in hours of enchanting conversation. Those so-called spontaneous trysts were the finale of a day's worth of conscious effort. As partnerships mature, the nature of preparation evolves. To reach the zenith of sexual satisfaction goes far beyond the surface acts that lead up to the encounter. It's about delving into the practices that have been discussed, being adventurous and open-minded, developing open lines of communication and genuine empathy, embracing the beauty of vulnerability, and most importantly, accepting oneself wholeheartedly. These are pursuits that necessitate intentionality and action. However, this shouldn't overwhelm you. Rather, it should offer you solace. It's a testament to the fact that the skills associated with being an extraordinary lover are learnable. They can be cultivated and mastered over time with perseverance and an open heart. So, view each effort not as a chore, but as a step toward an even more exceptional shared erotic space. This knowledge is empowering, reassuring us that the road to profound sexual intimacy is paved with the efforts we're willing to make, steadily transforming potential into reality. Final summary. When it comes to elevating your intimate experiences from mundane to magnificent, it's time to eschew gimmicks and instead nurture the profound qualities that lead to exquisite lovemaking. Transforming into an enchanting partner and discovering the heights of pleasure pivots on adopting a mindset ripe with open-mindedness, boundless curiosity, and fearless vulnerability. To distill the essence of these revelations, to traverse the path to magnificent intimacy, embark on a journey of self-discovery and open-hearted exploration, embrace being receptive and adventurous in your approach to love, cultivate the bravery to reveal your true self, sharing not just bodies, but the most innermost whispers of your wants and dreams. Engage deeply with your partner, not just through touch, but through expressive and reciprocal communication that connects you beyond the surface. These are not mere acts, but the embodiment of a philosophy of passion, one where the marvels of sex manifest in the bond you create, the trust you foster, and the mutual joy you curate with every shared breath. Thus, the tapestry of unforgettable sexual encounters is woven, leaving behind the allure of fleeting novelties for the profound satisfaction of enduring, magnificent love. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.